Hey everybody, it's Dave and Eric, and we're back with a market update for July. Well, the latest numbers are still showing rising prices and short housing supply, but it feels like just in the past few weeks, the winds have started to shift a bit. So Eric, what are you seeing out there as you're working with buyers and sellers?
Well, the June data definitely indicates that prices from May to June went up again. At the same time, the first 2 weeks of July have felt a little bit sluggish. Pending sales are down slightly for the first 2 weeks of July. In fact, if that number doesn't pick up considerably by the end of the month, we might have real evidence that things are cooling down when we report the July numbers in August. At the current pace, pending sales are off by about 35%.
From last month?
Yeah,
okay,
just in the first 2 weeks of this month. Inventory has inched up a tiny bit, 1.5% from May to June. However, the current number of detached homes for sale is 1940 as of when I looked earlier today, 1940 homes. And that's still really low, but it's way higher as a percentage than we've been seeing all year. All year we've been floating right around, 1250, 1300. So 1940 again represents a significant percent increase.
That's a fairly decent jump, especially for folks who have been thinking about getting into the market and they're, daunted because it's so competitive out there.
That's right. There's more homes for sale, so things like condition and location seem to be mattering a lot more right now.
Didn't matter at all over the past several months. People were, buying whatever they could get their hands on, and
right.
Buyers are able to be a little bit more discerning now.
Yes. So it's a little dangerous to make assumptions based on just what's happened in the last 2 weeks, and you can't really predict exactly what's going to happen. However, if the current activity level remains as it is, we're going to see a real change in the July numbers. And there's all kinds of reasons for that. There could be all kinds of reasons for that. The reopening of everything on the 15th of June seemed to really, it sparked people to go out there and have fun and go on vacation.
A lot of people I know are on vacation right now. It seems like everybody's off having fun somewhere. So they're not buying real estate, they're enjoying their summer.
Right, and that always tends to be true in the first couple of weeks of July, right around the 4th. It always seems like, where did all the business go?
We ask ourselves that every year. What's happening right now at the, June, July?
Yes, and that feels like it's expanded. It's hyper this year. Everything's hyper this year. It was a hyper sellers market, and now we've got a hyper July vacation season because people are turned loose again. Mm-hmm. So it could just be that, or it could be a change. A sign of real change on the horizon.
Okay, well we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
And we'll be back next month to let you know what happened over the past 30 days from now.
Right.
And if you have any questions about a move you're thinking of making, send us a message or give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about how we can help.